call, please.
Operator, I've been dialing Murray Hill 40098 now for the last 3/4 of an hour. The line is always busy, but I don't see how it could be busy that long. Will you try it for me, please?
Murray Hill 40098. One moment, please.
I don't see how it could be busy all the time. It's my husband's office. He's working late tonight. I'm alone here in the house. My health is very poor and I've been feeling so nervous all day.
Ringing. Murray Hill 40098.
Hello.
Hello, George?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Who's this? What number am I calling, please?
We have heard from our client. He says the cost is clear for tonight.
Yes, sir.
Where are you now?
In a phone booth.
Okay, you know the address. At 11 o'clock, the private patrolman goes around to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer. Be sure that all the lights downstairs are out. There should be only one light visible from the street. At 11:15, a subway train crosses the bridge. It makes a noise in case her window is open and she should scream.
Oh, hello. What number is this, please?
Okay, I understand.
Make it quick, as little blood as possible. Our client does not wish to make her suffer long.
A knife? Okay, sir.
Yes, a knife will be okay. And remember, remove the rings and bracelet, and the jewelry in the bureau drawer. Our client wishes it to look like a simple robbery.
Okay, I get.
Oh, how awful, how unspeakably.
You call, please.
Operator, I've just been cut off.
I'm sorry, madam. What number were you calling?
Why? It was supposed to be Murray Hill 40098, but it wasn't. Somewhere must have crossed. I was cut into a wrong number, and I've just heard the most dreadful thing. A murder. And, operator, you'll simply have to retrace that call at once.
I beg your pardon, madam. I don't quite.
Oh, I know it was wrong number, and I had no business listening. But these two men, they were cold-blooded friends. Some poor innocent woman who was all alone in a house near a bridge, and we've got to stop them. We've got to.
What number are you calling, madam?
That doesn't matter. This was a wrong number and you dialed it, and we've got to find out what it was immediately.
But, madam...
Oh, why you are so stupid? Look, it was obviously a case of a sound slip of a finger. I told you to try Murray Hill 40098 for me, but you dialed it. Your finger must have slipped and it was connected with some other number. And I could hear them, but they could hear me. Now, I simply failed to see why you couldn't make that same mistake again on a purpose. Why you couldn't try to dial Murray Hill 40098 in the same careless sort of way.
Murray Hill 40098. I will try to get it for you, madam.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Murray Hill 40098 is busy.
Operator.
Yes, madam.
You didn't try to get that wrong number at all. I asked explicitly, and you did was dial correctly.
I'm sorry. What number were you calling?
Can't you for once forget that number I was calling and do something specific? Now I want to trace that call. It's my civic duty. It's your civic duty to trace that call and to apprehend those dangerous killers. And if you won't,
I will connect you with the chief operator.
Please.
This is Chief Operator.
Chief Operator, I want you to trace a call, a telephone call, immediately. I don't know where it came from or who was making it, but it's absolutely necessary that it be tracked down, because it was about a murder. Yes, a terrible cold-blooded murder of a poor innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
I see.
Can you trace it for me? Can you track down those men?
It depends, madam.
Depends on what?
Mrs. Stevenson, I surely doubt whether We could make this check for you at this time just on your say so as a private individual. We'll have to have something more official.
Oh, for heaven's sake! You mean to tell me I can't report a murder without getting tied up in all this red tape? Why, it's perfectly idiotic. Alright, then, I will call the police. Ridiculous.
Depends on whether the call is still going on. It is a live call. We can trace on the equipment. If it's been disconnected, we can.
Disconnected?
If the parties stop talking to each other.
Oh, but, of course they must have stopped talking to each other by now. That was at least 5 minutes ago, and they didn't should sound like the type who could make a long call.
Well, I can try tracing it. Now, what is your name, madam?
Mrs. Stevenson, Mrs. Albert Stevenson. But listen,
And your telephone number?
there's a 42295. But if you go on wasting all this time,
And what is your reason to waiting this call trace?
my reason? Well, for heaven's sake, isn't it obvious? I overheard two men, they're killers. They're planning to murder this woman. It's a matter for the police.
Have you told the police?
No, how could I?
You're making this check into the private call purely as a private individual.
Yes, but meanwhile, your call, please. The police department, please. Ringing the police department.
Police Department, Precinct 43, Duffy speaking.
Police department? Oh, this is Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Smith Stevenson of 53 North Sutton Place. I'm calling to report a murder. I mean, the murder hasn't been committed yet. I just overheard plans for it over the telephone, over wrong number that the operator gave me. I've been trying to trace down the call myself, but everybody's so stupid. And I guess in the end, you're the only people who could do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
It was perfectly definite murder. I heard their plans distinctly. Two men were talking and they were going to murder some woman at 11:15 tonight. She lived in the house near the bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a private patrolman on the street. He was going to go around for a beer on 2nd Avenue. And there was some third man, a client who was planning to have his poor woman murdered. They were going to take her rings and bracelets and use a knife. Well, it's unnerved me dreadfully, and I'm not well.
I see. When was all this, ma'am?
About 8 minutes ago. Oh, then you can do something. You do understand?
And what is your name, ma'am?
Mrs. Stevenson. Mrs. Albert Stevenson.
And your address?
53 North Sutton Place. That's near a bridge. The Queensboro Bridge, you know. And we have a private patrolman on our street. And 2nd Avenue.
And what was the number you were calling?
Murray Hill 40098. But that wasn't the number I overheard. I mean, Murray Hill 4098 is my husband's office. He's working late tonight and I was trying to reach him to ask him to come home. I'm an invalid, you know, and it was the midnight off. And I hate to be alone, even though he says I'm perfectly safe as long as I have a telephone right beside my bed.
Well, look into Mrs. Stevenson and see if we can check if the telephone company.
But the telephone company said they couldn't check the call if the parties had stopped talking. I've taken care of that.
Oh, yes?
Personally, I feel you ought to do something far more immediate and drastic than just check the call. What does checking the call do if they stop talking? By the time you track it down, they'll already have committed the murder.
Well, we'll take care of it, lady. Don't worry.
I'd say the whole thing calls for a search. A complete and true search of the whole city. I'm very near the bridge and I'm not far from 2nd Avenue. And I know I'd feel a whole lot better if you sent a radio car to do this neighborhood at once.
And what makes you think the murder going to be committed in your neighborhood, ma'am?
Oh, I don't know. This could coincidence is so horrible. Second Avenue, the patrolman, the bridge.
Second Avenue is a long street, ma'am. And do you happen to know how many bridges there are in the city of New York alone? Not only to mention Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, and the Bronx. And how do you know there isn't some little house on the Staten Island and some little Second Avenue you never heard about? How do you know they were even talking about New York at all?
But I heard a call on the New York dialing system.
How do you know it wasn't a long-distance call you overheard? Telephones are funny things. Look, lady, why don't you look at it this way? Supposing you hadn't broken into on that telephone call, supposing you got your husband the way you always do, would this murder have any difference to you then?
I suppose not. But it's not inhuman, so cold-blooded.
A lot of murders are committed in this city every day, ma'am. If we could do something to stop them, we would. But a clue of this kind that's so vague isn't much more use to us than no clue at all.
But surely...
Unless, of course, you have some reason for thinking this call is phony and that someone may be planning to murder.
Me? Oh no, I hardly think so. I mean, why should anybody am all the day night? I see nobody except my maid, Eloise. She's a big 200-pounder. She's too lazy to bring up my breakfast tray. And the only other person is my husband, Albert. He's crazy about me, adores me, waits on me hand and foot. He's scarcely left my side since I looked sick 12 weeks ago.
Well, then, there's nothing for you to worry about, is there? And now, if you'll just leave the rest to us...
But what will I do? It's too late. It's nearly 11 o'clock.
Well, take care of it, lady.
Will you broadcast it all over the city and send out SWATs? And warn your radio cars to watch out, especially in suspicious neighborhoods like mine?
Lady, I said we'd take care of it. Just now, I've got a couple of other matters here on my desk that require my immediate...
Oh, idiot! Now, why did I do that? He'll think I am a fool. Oh, why doesn't Albert come home? Why doesn't he? Murray Hill 4098 again? I can think what's keeping him so long.
Ringing Murray Hill 4009. The line is busy. Should
I can't hear it. You don't have to tell me. I know it's busy. If I could only get out of this bed for a little while, if I could get a breath for fresh air, or just lean out the window and see the street. Hello, Albert? Hello? 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 Oh, what's the matter with this phone? Hello? 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 Oh, for heaven's sake. Who is this? Hello? Hello? Hello, operator. I don't know what's the matter with this telephone tonight, but it's positively driving me crazy. I've never seen such a miserable service. Now, look, I'm invalid and I'm very nervous and I'm not supposed to be annoyed, but it keeps on much longer.
What seems to be trouble, madam?
Well, everything's wrong. The whole world could be murdered for you. People care, and now people keeps ringing.
Yes, madam.
Ring every 5 seconds or so, and when I pick up, there's no one there.
I'm sorry, madam. If you will hang up, I will test it for you.
I don't want you to test it for me. I want you to put through the call, whether it is at once.
I'm afraid that is not possible, madam.
Not possible? And why, may I ask?
The system is automatic, madam. If someone is trying dial your number, there is no way to check whether the call is coming through the system or not, unless the person who's trying to reach your complains to his particular operator.
Well, of all the stupid complicated, and the meanwhile I've got to sit here in my bed, suffering every time that the phone rings, imagining everything.
I will try to check it for you, madam.
Check it, that's all anybody can do. Of all the stupid idiotic. Oh, what's the use? Hello? Hello? Stop ringing, do you hear me? Answer me. What do you want? Do you realize you're driving me crazy? Start staring.
Hello? Is this Plaza 42295?
Yes, this is Plaza 42295.
This is Western Union. I have a telegram here for Mrs. Albert Stevenson. Is there anyone there to receive the message?
I am Mrs. Stevenson.
The telegrammer is following. Mr. Albert Stevenson, 53 North Southern Place, New York. New York Dalvik. Terrible sorry. Tried to get you for last hour, but clerk busy. Leaving for Boston 11 p.m. tonight on urgent business. Back tomorrow afternoon. Keep happy. Love, signed, Albert.
Oh no!
That is all, madam. Do you wish us to deliver a copy of the message?
No, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Good night.
Good night. No, this isn't true. He couldn't do it. Not when he knows I'll be all home alone. It's some trick, some plan.
Your call, please.
Operator, try that Murray Hill 4098 number for me. Just one more, please.
Ringing Murray Hill 40098.
We hear? He's gone. Oh, Albert, how could you? But I can't be alone tonight. I can't. If I'm alone one more second, I don't dare what he says or what the expense is. I am sick, woman. I'm tired.
This is information.
I want the telephone number of Henchley Hospital.
Henchley Hospital? Do you have the address, madam?
No, it's somewhere in the 7 size though. It's a very small private exclusive hospital where I had my appendix 2 years ago. Henchley. H-E-N-C.
One moment, please.
Please hurry and please, what is the time?
I do not know, madam. You may find out the time by dialing region 71212.
Or for heaven's sake, couldn't you?
The number of Henchley Hospital is Butterfield 70105, madam.
Butterfield 70105.
Henchley Hospital, good evening.
Nurses Registrar.
What is your wishes to speak to, please?
I want nurses registry at once. I want a trained nurse and I want hired immediately for the night.
I see. And what is the nature of the case, madam?
Nerves. I'm very nervous. I need soothing and companionship of my husband in a way. And
Have you been recommended to us by any doctor in particular, madam?
no. But I really don't see why all these characters is necessary. I want trainers and I want patient in your hospital 2 years ago. And after all, I do expect to pay this person.
We quite understand that, madam. But registered nurses are very scarce just now. And our superintendent has asked to send people out only in cases where the physician in charge feels it's absolutely necessary.
Well, it is absolutely necessary. I am sick, woman. I'm very upset. I'm alone in this house. And I'm invalid, and tonight I overheard a telephone conversation that upset me out dreadfully. About a murder. A poor woman who is going to be murdered at 11:15 tonight. In fact, if someone doesn't come at once, I'm afraid I'll go out of my mind.
I see. Well, I'll speak to Miss Phillips as soon as she comes in. And what is your name, madam?
Miss Phillips, and when do you expect her in?
I really don't know, madam. She went out to a supper at 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock? But it's not 11 yet. Oh, my clock has stopped. I thought it was running down. What time is it?
Just 40 minutes past 11.
What's that?
What was that, madam?
That clicked just now in my own telephone. As though someone has lifted the receiver off the hook, the extension phone downstairs.
I didn't hear it, madam. Now, about this...
There's someone in this house, someone downstairs in the kitchen, and they're listening to me now. I won't pick it up. I won't let them hear me. I'll be quiet, and I'll think. But if I don't call someone now, while they're still down, there'll be no time.
Your call, please.
Operator, I'm desperate trouble.
I cannot hear you, madam. Please speak louder.
I don't care. There's someone listening. Can you hear me now?
Your call, please. What number are you calling, madam?
You've got to hear me. Oh, please, you've got to help me. There's someone in the house. Someone who's going to murder me. And you've got to get in touch with the... Oh, there it is. He's put it down. Put down the extension. He's coming. He's coming upstairs. Give me the police department.
Ringing the police department.
Police Department, Precinct 43, Duffy speaking. Police Department, Duffy speaking.
Sorry, wrong number.